Hi everyone, it's Rena. This is the tutorial for the mini wallet for the purses that we created last week. You can definitely create this mini wallet and only use it for a gift card holder. You don't have to put it inside of the little purse. It's a very cute little gift card holder that you can include on the inside of cards, or it would be a super cute stocking stuffer for Christmas. So I definitely hope that you'll give this tutorial a try. If you're in my VIP group, I'd love to see pictures of the mini wallets that you create. If you're not in my VIP Facebook group, I will go ahead and include the link below. I do upload a PDF with all the written instructions as well as all of the sizes for the designer paper and the cardstock and all of that good stuff in my VIP Facebook group. Hope you'll give this project a try. Thanks! Okay, so we are making this little wallet today. This one does have a magnetic closure, but you could definitely add Velcro if you wanted to. There is a little front pocket right here and a little back pocket, and I added a little journaling card so that I could write a little message or a little note. A gift card will fit in here. You could also add money. Anything, stickers, anything you can think of that'll fit in that little pocket. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. You basically have 4 pieces plus a 5th piece if you decide to add the little journaling card. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with your 5.5 by 4 piece, and we're going to start by scoring it. So lay it down on the 5.5 side, and you're gonna score at 5, and then you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Then you're going to rotate it over to the 4-inch side, and you're going to score at 3.5. So that was 5, 1/2, and then you rotated it and you scored at 3.5. Okay? So now what you're going to do is your paper should look like this. You have a score line here, a little score here, and a score here. So now you're going to add score tape all along these little edges, and make sure you don't go over the score line. You want to stay in these little boxes. And you definitely want to use a tape that has a strong hold. Since this is going to be, basically this is going to create the base of your entire project for your wallet. It'll create your back pocket and basically the base structure for your wallet. Oh, and I just ran out of score tape. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to burnish that down, and you're going to take your scissors and you're going to miter your corners. So basically where this is a little X, that's where you're going to miter. You're going to cut that little piece off. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. And now what you're going to do is you're going to fold these pieces back. So go all the way around and fold those pieces back and burnish again so that you can create a nice crease on those score lines. And now you're going to take your piece that is 4.5 by 3.5 inches, and you're going to adhere this right on the top of it. You see how it's a perfect square now? So you're going to take off your tape and you're going to adhere it right on the top. And you're going to want to do the best you can when you stick this down. So you want to try to be as close as you possibly can be in lining them up perfectly. If you're not, it's completely fine. We can try to cut some of the pieces off. The only problem is if you cut any part of your pocket, then you're going to have a hole in your pocket. So you have to be really careful and really try to line these up. Now I like to line the bottom up first. It's completely up to you how you want to do this. Okay, so now I have my little pocket right here. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to burnish this down really quick. Now I'm going to create my front pocket. So for my front pocket, I'm going to take my piece that's 3 by 5.5, and you're going to need your scoring board again. And so we're going to do the same thing we did to create that first pocket. So you're going to line this up on the 5.5 side, and you're going to score at 5, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Then you're going to rotate it over to your 3.5 inch side, and you're going to score at 3. So I want you to do the same exact thing that we just did for the other one. You're going to add score tape all along the edges, and then you're going to miter your edges, and then you're going to bend everything back. And so I've already done that. So here it is. I added my score tape, then I cut my corners, I mitered them, and then I folded everything over. Make sure you burnish it down. And now what you're going to do is you're going to stick this little pocket onto your wallet base, the large pocket. Make sure when you stick it down, you stick it on the bottom so that you have your front pocket and your inside pocket. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now when I do this, I like to, like I said, have my pouch facing the bottom. Make sure again that you stick this on the very bottom, and this is going to be my opening. So I'm just going to try to get this lined up the best I possibly can. And then stick that down. Okay, so now I have my front pocket and my back pocket. So my little wallet is almost done. So now what I do is I will take my flap, my front flap piece, and my flap piece measures 3.5 by 4.5. The only thing that I did to this is I rounded my corners. That's all I've done. You don't have to round your corners, it's completely up to you. But you're gonna need your scoring board again. So for your flap, you're going to line up the back. If you round your corners, line up the straight side over here, and it's still the 3.5 inch side. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna score at 1 inch and 1 1/4. That's it. And so now I want you to fold on both of your score lines, and you can definitely burnish them so that they get nice little creases. So now what you have is you have your front flap, and you see how you have that little gusset right there? That's going to give your wallet just a tiny little bit of room. So if you want to add anything into your wallet that's a little bulky, like if you decide you want to add some pictures or multiple gift cards or whatever it is that you want to add, it gives you just a little bit of space to do that. So now what you're going to do is you're going to add score tape right here. And so I've already done that. So when you add your score tape, make sure you do not go over your score line, okay? You just want to add your score tape to this side. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take off the back of your tape, and you're going to adhere this flap to the back. And the way I like to do this, make sure that you're doing this on the right side too. You have to have your pocket at the top, and you're going to adhere like this. And when you adhere it, you want to adhere right underneath this score line. Don't go over the score line, because then your flap will close, but you won't have that gusset anymore. So you have to adhere it right underneath that score line. Okay, so take off your tape. And so the way I like to do this is I like to lay this part flat and then adhere this part on top. Now make sure your front pocket is facing up if you adhere it this way, because if you adhere it this way, then you're going to have the pocket facing the back. So make sure that you adhere it up this way, and make sure you line it up on both sides and that you're adhering it right underneath that score line. Okay, so once you do that, just go ahead and burnish. And so on mine, it's a little tiny bit off center, but that's completely fine in this case, because all I'm going to do is just trim it. Okay, so now your wallet is done. Your base, at least. You have your front pocket right here, you have your back pocket, and then you have your flap. So the next thing that you'll want to do is you're going to want to decide if you're going to have a magnetic closure or if you're going to have a Velcro closure. If you're going to have a magnetic closure, now is when you want to add your magnet. You'll add one right here and you'll add one right here. And the types of magnets I use are these little tiny ones. They're from Basic Gray and I get them on Amazon. But you'll basically add one here. Well, normally what I do is I add them both here because I can show you. Get these out. I line them up like this, then I peel the backing off. And I'm going to line it up right here. And then I just peel this part off. And then I add my flap. So now they're perfectly placed where they need to be so that they'll close. I could have also added it farther up here and then it would have closed right here. You could do that as well. That's what I did on this wallet here, is I added the magnet up here and then I added the closure down there. And you can kind of see it right here a little bit. That's why I went a little farther down this time. That creates your magnet closure. Then the next thing that you'll have to do is you'll just need to add your designer paper. And I've already included all of the sizes in at the beginning slide. You have all your sizes for your designer paper, and I'm also going to be uploading the PDF with all the page sizes for the piece sizes for the cardstock, as well as the sizes for the designer paper. So all you'll have to do next is add all of your designer paper, and you do add your magnets before because you want to make sure when you add your paper that you can cover your magnets. So that's it. That's the tutorial for the mini wallet.